Well, the Alliance sought to bring unity to the multiverse. Since that time, the galactic...
Hello and welcome on board. It's January 24, 2008. This is Project Blue Star, 2000 to 2012. This is the Federation transmission. Stars, welcome to Mount Martha headquarters. I'm here with Tommy, and the news for the 24th of January has been uploaded to the millicom.com site, but you can jump on there and check out some of the stories in more detail. But just briefly, there's obviously some large earthquakes of 5.6 off the offshore Chiapas in Mexico, including a bit of activity from a volcano going on in Iceland. In New Zealand, one of the P&O cruise ships has had a pretty horrendous trip as they sailed into Cyclone Funa and caused all sorts of dramas, scenes from the day after tomorrow occurring on one of their luxury cruise liners through the bay there. Obviously there's heavy rains in Bolivia. The government's asked for assistance from around the world. In Australia, special grants have now been announced for Queensland's flood-stricken areas. Another 5 shires have been declared emergency zones, bringing the total to 61, which is 72% of the state of Queensland. Looters are having a bit of a crack at some of the water-soaked equipment. Not very friendly, but that's what happens. In California, Los Angeles area is bracing for several days worth of wet weather, and in China they're having serious dramas with their power shortages, where a lot of their coal-powered facilities are becoming more and more difficult to get to, as 70% of the coal delivered is made by road, and heavy snowfalls and icy conditions have contributed to the supply problem, and also the lack of water in their dams is also causing problems for their hydro units. Further news: India's have got stuck with a severe cold snap going on, with some of their coldest nights in 35 years being experienced. And further stories on the millicom.com site, which I think you'll think is a bit of a champion. So we've got security issues, which is written by a wonderful article from Oxford, where they're discussing the future challenges by obviously the military or police, whoever's going to be left in charge of dealing with the estimated 200 million people who are projected as being environmental refugees, particularly looking at the Bangladeshian area. So some awesome stories in there, and there's another great story from Climate Change, which is forecasting greater change than the IPCC panel have predicted. These guys are looking at no ice being in the Arctic region within 5 years. So those projections are a little more serious than what some people are taken for granted. One of the final stories on millicom.com, the Arctic ice cap has shrunk by an area twice the size of France's landmass over the last 2 years, and the year 2008 promised to be a critical year on every level. So a couple of stories there. Tommy, how you doing?
Yeah, doing good there, Danny. It's great to be down here by the big blue sea and catching up with wonderful news from around the world. It is very tranquil here down on the peninsula of Victoria, and it's a stark contrast to some of the information we've just been hearing. Good to the Arctic regions, North and South Pole are certainly melting quicker than anyone's expected, and seeing the amount, the frequency and intensity of volcanoes and earthquakes around the planet at this time is testament to the amount of water that's redistributing around the planet. It's a fluid shift and it's going off.
Too easy. So what are you working on at the moment, Tommy?
Danny, we're just still doing some inputs for the Federation TV upload, so this will get us up to date. Hopefully another 20 episodes to go up over today, the next 24 hours, and we'll get them up to scratch so we can keep the news alive and well on daily events. So we've also got Tasmania coming up in about 2 or 3 days, so it'd be nice to bring you guys some pristine ecosystems that have now become so rare on the planet, with the advent of 200,000 acres of rainforest every 24 hours depleted from our Earth. So it's nice to go revisit some of those spots and say a big hello.
No dramas, fine effort Tommy, well done. Magnificent suburb. For extra news guys, just jump on the millercom.com site. There are some fairly hefty words in there, particularly on the policy changes required for this environmental issue we're going to have in relation to refugees around the planet. So again, stick your belts on, strap yourselves in, it's going to be a cracker of a ride. This is Federation TV, we hate the news, find you very, very well. Take care and have fun.
Welcome to Earth Simulation. Enjoy the ride.
I reckon, Joe. How you going there, Joe, for the beautiful day this is, the 24th of January 2008. Do you feel good about the current situation?
Yeah, I can't be better. Can't complain about the weather. The bike's about to have a spin, and the horses can go. No, not today, but I think it might tonight.
Because from our last job we've been fired and we can no longer ride in the extra dimensional craft. We've been relegated down to riding these iron horses, so we're going to test them out in Mornington and maybe go get an ice cream if we're allowed to.
Sounds like a great idea. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to go for a bit of a spin, a bit of a wee spin. Take the iron horses out for a bit of a spin. See you on the spin.
Go for a spin, Tommy.
What do you got there, man?
I've had some gum boots and some snowboarding boots and some big woolly moccasins, jeans, heaps of stuff. I'm very impressed.
Got some stuff for savers. Not to get excited.